Do you ever feel like you're running a race where the finish line keeps moving? You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is already miles down the road. You check your messages, you scan your calendar, and you feel that familiar buzz in your chest, a mixture of caffeine and consequence. We've become experts at being busy. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, telling anyone who asks that we are slammed or underwater, as if the weight of our schedule proves the worth of our existence. But have you ever stopped to ask what happens to the person underneath all that doing? Where do you go when your life is nothing but a series of tasks? Today, we're going to explore a simple truth that we often run away from: the difference between being productive and being alive. Think of a man named Thomas. Thomas was a master of the modern day. His life was a symphony of notifications, back-to-back meetings, and the satisfying click of a pen crossing items off a list. To the outside world, Thomas was the definition of success. He was efficient. He was reliable. He was always busy. If he had 5 minutes of downtime at a bus stop, he'd answer 3 emails. If he was waiting for a kettle to boil, he'd check the news. He felt that if he stopped moving even for a second, he might fall behind a phantom competitor who was working harder than him. One Tuesday evening, something happened that wasn't on the schedule. Thomas arrived home to find his neighborhood in a total blackout. No streetlights, no Wi-Fi, and most importantly for Thomas, no way to charge his phone, which sat at a flickering 1%. He stood in his kitchen, bathed in the strange blue twilight of the early evening, and felt a sudden sharp pang of anxiety. The silence of the house was deafening. Without the hum of the refrigerator or the glow of a screen, the room felt cavernous. He reached for his phone to scroll, but the screen went black, dead. In that moment, Thomas realized he didn't know how to just be in a room. He walked to the window and sat down. He waited for the lights to flicker back on, but they didn't. He stared at his hands in the shadows. He noticed his breath, shallow and quick. For the first time in years, there was nothing to do, no one to respond to, no metric to meet. And in that stillness, the thoughts he had been outrunning for a decade began to catch up. He felt a deep, nagging loneliness he hadn't noticed before. He felt a quiet regret about a friend he hadn't called in months. He felt the physical ache in his shoulders that he usually ignored. He realized that his busyness wasn't a ladder to success. It was a noise-canceling headphone for his soul. As long as he was busy, he didn't have to hear the quiet questions. Am I happy? Is this enough? Who am I when I'm not working? He sat there for an hour, listening to the wind against the glass. He watched the way the moon caught the edge of a silver bowl on the table. It was uncomfortable at first, painful even, to be alone with himself. But then something shifted. The panic faded into a strange, cool peace. He realized that for the first time in a long time, he was actually present. He wasn't in next week's meeting or yesterday's mistake. He was just a man in a chair in the dark. He was alive. We often use productivity as a shield. We stay busy so we don't have to feel the emptiness of a quiet afternoon. But that emptiness isn't a void. It's a space where life actually happens. When we fill every second with doing, we lose the capacity for being. We become efficient machines, but we starve the human heart, which needs boredom, reflection, and stillness to grow. Take a breath now as you listen to this. Think about your own day. Is your schedule a reflection of what you value, or is it a fortress you've built to hide from yourself? What would happen if you put the phone down, turned off the music, and just sat with the silence for 10 minutes? What would your thoughts say to you if you finally gave them a chance to speak? The busy trap tells us that our value is tied to our output. But the truth is, the most productive thing you can do for your soul is to occasionally do nothing at all. Being alive is not about how much you can cram into a day. It's about how much of the day you actually experience. Tonight or tomorrow morning, find a small pocket of time. Don't fill it, don't optimize it, just inhabit it. Listen to the quiet of the room. Notice the weight of your body. You might find that the person you've been trying to become through all that hard work has been right there all along, waiting for you to finally slow down and say hello. Remember, a full calendar is not the same thing as a full life. Stay still for a moment. You aren't falling behind. You're finally catching up to yourself.